Ponce de Leon and the Fountain of Youth.
Scene 1, Boroquin, 1509.
In the age of exploration, a man's reputation was built on what he discovered,
And his fortune built on what he conquered.
Juan Ponce de Leon had sailed with Christopher Columbus, helped settle the West Indies, and had been named governor of an island called Boroquin,
He was
later named Puerto Rico.
He was already a wealthy man, but there was still more of the New World to conquer.
And more about himself to discover.
Master, a visitor comes from the port.
Show him in.
Diego Columbus and several armed conquistadors enter Ponce de Leon's court.
As you know, the king has finally given me charge over these islands.
I'm aware of it.
I'm disappointed at you, Ponce. 6,000 came out dead by your order.
They were rebelling. It was a small price to pay to control the slave population.
I disagree. I'm sorry to tell you this, but you are relieved of your duties.
I protest. I have worked too hard to establish my place in the New World.
You have worked hard, Ponce, but you are cruel and you are old. There is no place for you in my new government.
I shall write the king.
Write him if you wish, but it will not change matters. You may keep this house in your lands, but you are no longer governor of Boroquin. Good day, Ponce de Leon.
As Columbus departs, Ponce de Leon looks inside himself.
Master,
Perhaps Diego's correct. Perhaps I've grown too old.
if only you could find the Fountain of Youth.
This sparks Ponce de Leon's interest.
Tell me again the legend of the fountain.
It is from the stories of my people, passed down from generation to generation. It is said that there is a spring, a river of life flowing on an island not far from here. To drink its crystal waters will heal all wounds. To eat the fruit of its trees along its banks will cure all sicknesses.
Go on.
Those who go in search of it come back younger and stronger from when they left. For this reason, it is called Fuente Santa, the Fountain of Health.
Have you seen it? I've always taken you for an old woman in a young woman's body.
No, Master, I do not know where it is. I've only heard the stories.
Surely the king will grant me permission to explore this island, to the northwest. I will go in search of this Fountain of Youth.
Scene 2, the Bimini Islands.
The islands to the northwest were known as Bimini. The Spanish had not yet explored them, so there were no maps.
Juan Ponce de Leon hoped to find even greater riches than what he discovered in Boroquin.
3 weeks into the expedition, they spotted what appeared to be a large island.
Diego can have Hispaniola. This new territory will yield even greater treasures.
Ponce de Leon sends teams of men to explore the wilderness. They plunge into the dense forest.
Have you ever seen such abundance of flowers?
What a powerful aroma. Yes, I have noticed. It is like a feast of flowers. Let's call this island Pasco, Florida.
Listen, is that water here?
The men follow the sound until finding a stream.
Let's follow it to its source. Perhaps it will lead us to Fuente Santa.
Or perhaps we will find gold in its water.
But after many hours of searching, the men find neither gold nor the Fountain of Youth. Disappointed, they return to their ships.
This is surely a vast land. We shall sail south along its coast in search of more adventure.
Scene 3, Boroquin.
After many weeks, De Leon and his men returned to Oregon.
De Did you find Fuente Santa, Master?
No, I did not locate the fountain. I am not disappointed. I discovered a vast land covered in flowers and teeming with sea turtles, pelicans, and other creatures. I discovered a strong ocean current more powerful than the wind itself. I discovered a land to govern.
But Governor Columbus says you're too old to govern, Master.
Somehow I feel younger than ever. I intend to start a colony in Florida. Then the king will name me governor.
What about Fuente Santa?
I will not give up my quest in search of the fountain of youth.
Very good, Master. When you find it, you must tell me so that I might add to the stories of my people.
Scene 4, Florida, 1521. A few years later, Ponce de Leon and 500 colonists landed in Florida and began building a settlement. Though he was more than 60 years old, Ponce de Leon led many expeditions into the wilderness in search of the fountain.
Ponce de Leon is returning from another excursion when he finds one of the men, Mendez, resting in the shade. Mendez appears to be ill.
Why is this man not working?
He's weak from the sun. He needs water.
Then get him some.
The containers are empty, Captain. We haven't any water left.
There is a native who says he can lead us to water. He came to the settlement this morning. He said there is a medical spring not far from here.
Ponce de Leon immediately thinks of Fuente Santa.
He said there was crystal clear water and
The man pauses.
And what?
gold. He said there was gold.
Find this native. Tell him we will trade with him. If he shows us the way to the spring, we will give him whatever he wants.
Yes, Captain, right away.
When Jimenez returns with the native, Ponce de Leon communicates with him through gestures and by drawing pictures in the sand.
This way.
The native leads Ponce de Leon and a small team of men to the forest.
This way. Drink.
Listen, I hear water.
Look!
They see a bubbling spring just a short distance away.
Where's the native gone?
Never mind. Let's head for that spring.
Suddenly, an arrow flies past their heads and strikes a tree in front of them. It takes only a second for Ponce de Leon to understand what is happening.
We're under attack! Take cover!
The arrows are coming from every direction.
Retreat! Retreat to the settlement!
The men draw weapons and fight their way back down the trail. Arrows strike some of the men, including Ponce de Leon.
Ah!
He falls to the ground in terrible pain, an arrow piercing his thigh. Two of his men come to his aid.
We'll get you back to the settlement.
No, the other direction. To the spring.
The natives have it blocked off. We can't make it.
You must. I command you.
The men try to obey Ponce de Leon's orders, but the fighting is too fierce. They are forced to retreat.
settlement.
By the time they get Ponce de Leon back to the settlement, he is already ill with fever.
The wound is severe. The arrow must have had some kind of poison on it. We must get him back to civilization. Take me to the spring. It's my only hope. He is delirious. He doesn't know what he is saying. Take him to the ship and we will sail at once. Santa.
When news of the attack spreads through the settlement, the colonists become fearful.
Daniel. What will happen to us once you're gone?
We're not conquistadors like you.
We are just farmers and craftsmen.
When the natives hear that Captain Ponce de Leon is gone, they will come for us.
And we will be unprepared to fight them. You are right. We must abandon the settlement. Quickly, gather your possessions. The ships leave at dawn.
Scene 6. Aboard ship.
The ship heads for the Spanish outpost. Ponce de Leon lies feverish on the bows of the vessel.
The infection is getting worse. How much longer?
By nightfall, we hope.
Ponce de Leon cries out, waking from his fever.
Where am I? What has happened? You're on your way to Cuba.
He tries to get up.
You must be
Perhaps, but
He's out again. We should let him rest.
Gutierrez turns away. Jimenez looks at Ponce de Leon.
I think you found it a long time ago, Captain. You just never realized it.
I saw that. I saw that.
Epilogue. Ponce de Leon never recovered from his wound. He died in Cuba at the age of 61. Few facts are ever recorded about Ponce de Leon's historic journeys. He is credited with discovering Florida and being among the first to locate the Gulf Stream. He is also known as the father of Puerto Rico. But whether he ever truly searched for the Fountain of Youth remains a mystery. Had he looked closely, perhaps he would have concluded it was the tide itself all along.